Things you need to know about ADHD people. We are the biggest flirts ever, but from a distance. Today I got Five Guys because at Five Guys there's this cute girl working the grill and she looks over at me and I give her a really big smile and then she smiles back at me. But if she would have been at the counter, I would have been like, it's so dark in here.
This is the definition of us flirting.
Hi.
We're actually children.
If you wave back to us though, we become the most confident people ever. We're like, hello. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, link in bio.
3 things you need to know before visiting the UK. At number 3, bring a bloody umbrella. Do not assume that because it's summer it will not rain. Look at last year, August 2019. Everyone's out catching some rays, then boom, out of nowhere, freak storm hits, game over, summer's finished. At number 2 is mastering 2 taps. One is cold, one is hot. We're not like the rest of the world which use mixed taps to change temperatures. So be prepared for one to be freezing cold yet beautifully drinkable, and the other to be scalding hot like lava with a warning sign on it. And at number 1, we drive on the left. It's not hard, just follow the traffic flow. If you can't do this, then just don't bother driving. We Brits are very impatient, angry drivers. So if you hesitate even for a second to make a decision, you'll be looking to get a mouthful of swear words and a middle finger. And if you drive on the wrong side of the road, well, it's game over.
Here's 3 body hacks you need to know. If you are ever struggling to fall asleep, repeatedly blink for 30 seconds. This will physically tire your eyes out, making it easier to fall asleep. If you ever feel anxious or stressed, then blow on the tip of your thumb. This should slow down your heart rate and calm your nerves. But before I tell you the best one, if you want to prank someone by changing what their messages say, then go here on my profile. If you ever feel sick, then squeeze your thumb and press here on your wrist. This should stop your gag reflex and get rid of your nausea.
These are the 5 top things you should not do on a boat cruise. I am warning you, do not do these. And the cruise line gives you Pacific time to come back to the boat. Come back to the boat. Because I promise you, you're going to be left behind and no one's going to even notice you're gone because there's so many people on the boat cruise, so just get there on time. Second thing, do not ding dong ditch on the boat cruise. Because I promise you, if you do this, you're going to have a big crowd of people running after you. You're not going to like it. Just don't do it. Don't do it at all. Going to be looking like you're running away from Titans from Attack on Titan. Just don't do it. Before you jump in the pool water, make sure it's not salt water or sea animals in it. I ain't lying. I saw a whole dolphin in that pool. I'm not tripping. I think it was probably a picture, but it still scared me. Fourth thing, dress up for the captain's dinner. I promise you, if you dress down, you're gonna feel like you're missed out of place. Just dress up, okay? I know you don't feel like it, but just do it. Last but not least, do not lose your passport. If you do, I guess you have a new home. Sorry to say it, but you're not a part of America anymore.
3 things you need to know before visiting the UK. At number 3, bring a bloody umbrella. Do not assume that because it's summer, it will not rain. Look at August 2019, everyone's out catching some rays, then boom, out of nowhere, freak storm hits, game over, summer's finished. At number 2 is mastering 2 taps. One is cold, one is hot. We're not like the rest of the world that use one tap to change temperatures. So be prepared for one to be freezing cold yet beautifully drinkable, and the other to be scalding hot like lava with a warning sign on it. And at number 1, we drive on the left. It's not hard, just follow the traffic flow, and if you can't do this, then just don't bother driving. We Brits are very impatient and angry drivers, so if you hesitate even just for a second, you'll have someone like this dude screaming out his car window at you. And if you're driving the wrong side of the road, wow, it's game over.
I'll be fucked up if you can't be right, yeah. I do the same thing, I told you that I never would. I told you I changed.
Three things you need to know before visiting the UK. At number 3, watch out for the bloody stinging nettles. These are the sharks of the plant world and live anywhere from the country to your garden. And don't be fooled because they will attack when you least expect it, leaving a nasty burning rash which spreads like wildfire. At number 2, we are the home of Harry Potter, one of the best movie series of all time. And you can even visit Hogwarts whilst you're here. What's there not to love about that? Just one thing though, yes, platform 9 3/4 is real, but no, it's not a real teleport. So if you're planning a ride on the Hogwarts Express, you come to the wrong place, pal. And at number 1, the UK is football crazy. Not soccer, football. It's a way of life in Britain, and it's a must-do event whilst you're here. Join the crowds with face painting, chanting, singing, and of course, drinking. But if you don't like the sound of that, go and watch some bloody cricket, mate.
Here are 5 things that you need to know. Number 1, know that some bridges in your life need to be burned because there's certain things your life cannot afford to go back to. Number 2, know that sometimes your circle has to get smaller so your vision can get clearer. Number 3, know that some people will never realize what they have until it becomes what they had. Number 4, know that sometimes you gotta make a decision that will hurt your heart, but heal your soul. Number 5, know that sometimes you just gotta learn how to love certain people from a distance. Tag somebody who needs these.
3 things you need to know about Australia. Number 3, don't pat wild kangaroos. They may seem cute and cuddly, but some of them aren't. Especially the big reds. If this guy decides to attack you, you're fucked. Number 2, check everywhere. Australia is home to 21 out of the top 25 most venomous snakes in the world. And they love to hide in your toilets, in your shoes, in your lunchbox, even on the bloody plane that you fly on to get here. So keep your eyes peeled. Number 1, we have some of the best beaches in the world here. But the beaches are home to some of our most dangerous animals. The great white shark, saltwater crocodiles, wild dingoes, and cassowaries. Now, encountering one of these animals is rare. But if you value your life, maybe just go to the pool, mate. Oh shit, never mind.
The most painful things a human being can experience, Part 2. The executioner wasp of Central America is said to have one of the most painful insect stings on Earth. While these wasps are typically friendly, if you happen to anger one, be prepared to run as fast as humanly possible. If not, you can get stung by one of these guys and it will feel like a burning hot needle is driving into your skin for 30 minutes straight. And once this excruciating throbbing finally ends, it will leave your arms swollen and bulging for several days. Wildlife expert Coyote Peterson was bold enough to get stung by the executioner wasp, and this is his reaction.
Tell me what you're feeling. I know it's hard. Oh my gosh, it's bleeding.
Stop burning!
Here are some facts that you probably didn't know that one day could save your life. Part 12. If you ever encounter a shark in the ocean, do not punch it in the nose. It's extremely difficult to punch underwater, so it's better to rip at its gills or poke its eyes so the shark knows that you are not prey. If you're dehydrated and all you have is dirty water, you can actually sanitize it with bleach. Add 2 to 3 drops of bleach per liter of water, shake it up, and it will be instantly safe to drink with no bleach taste. If you see someone getting electrocuted, do not touch them. This will increase the shock for both of you. Instead, find an object that doesn't conduct electricity and use it to push them away from the source. If an elephant is chasing you, try to run downhill. As they stomp down on each stride, their ears will flap in front of their eyes, causing them to stop dead in their tracks.
Yo, dirty history facts school definitely did not teach you. Part 1. Number 1. King Tut was actually mummified with a boner, so, I don't know what to say about that. Okay, second off, we got Christopher Columbus actually mistaked a walrus for a mermaid, had sex with it, and turns out that walruses actually have the most like vaginas to humans. I don't know what to say, but they do not look like mermaids. They look like they snort freaking crack all day. Third off, okay, back in the Greek times, you were actually considered, foolish if you had a big dick, so that's why every Greek statue has a small dick, and, I don't know what to say, small guy, big dick energy, am I right?
Dirty history facts that school refuses to teach you. The first thing the father of microbiology put under a microscope was his own semen. The concept of single-celled organisms hadn't been discovered yet, so he expected to see tiny little humans in there. Mozart, the famous composer, had a song that translates to "lick me in the ass." The mayor of New Jersey created a spanking squad for young criminals. He had a spanking machine installed in City Hall, and he would use this instead of sending them to reformatory school. And some parents even voluntarily brought their children to him to use this machine. Benjamin Franklin used to stand naked in front of open windows and doors or even outside. He believed in something called air baths, where he just wanted to get as much airflow as possible, and he believed it would help him not get sick. Thomas Jefferson ended up having 6 children with his wife's female slave, Sally. Dirty history facts that school refuses to teach you. Benjamin Franklin had a MILF fetish. Benjamin Franklin wrote a letter to a younger boy telling him that older women were better because they're more experienced, and while the face wrinkles, the other parts do not. Cornflakes were invented to stop masturbation. Mr. Kellogg's believed masturbation was evil and bad for your health, and it was believed that plain food stopped that urge, so that is why he invented cornflakes. Frankenstein's author, Mary Shelley, lost her virginity on her mother's grave. Ancient Romans used to use stale urine as mouthwash, and it became so in demand that any Romans that traded it had to pay a separate tax. Stalin would have photos retouched to remove people he did not like from the picture. And this was mainly done to remove prominent people from historical events.
When sailing to the Americas, Christopher Columbus came across manatees, which he mistook for mermaids. It's also worth noting that manatees have vaginas which are most anatomically similar to humans. In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. In 1493, Columbus may have had sex with a manatee. Ancient Egyptians used crocodile poop as a contraceptive. Women would shove it up their vagina to block the sperm, and because it was so acidic, that shit actually worked. Benjamin Franklin was really into GILFs. He even wrote a letter to a close friend describing the benefits of an older lady. He writes, "The upstairs ages, but the downstairs does not." Dirty facts about history that school probably didn't teach you, Part 3. During the 1800s, women were prescribed cocaine tampons, and many believed it to be a particularly effective treatment for gynecological diseases. Egyptian pharaohs would masturbate into the Nile River to worship the gods and keep the river flowing and prosperous. The world's oldest joke dates back to 1900 BC and is about a woman not farting on her husband's lap. Yes, the world's oldest joke is a fart joke. Famous composer Mozart wrote a masterpiece entitled Leck mich im Arsch, which translates to "lick me in the ass." In 1910, New Jersey Mayor Arthur Whitaker invented a spanking squad for young offenders. The ancient Romans used to use urine as mouthwash, and not only did they swish around human piss in their mouth, they swished around animal piss too. King Tut's parents were most likely brother and sister, causing the king himself to have multiple birth defects.
These are some dirty history facts that I guarantee you were never taught. And if you ever told your history teacher any of these, they'd definitely go, "Excuse me, what the fuck?" The first toy was invented by Cleopatra. However, to actually make it work, she put angry bees inside of it. You know, so they would go... I can't lie, don't think that would pass Dragon's Den. Next up, the ancient Romans used stale urine as mouthwash. Cool, but why? We actually know that Benjamin Franklin had a MILF fetish. A letter that he wrote back in the day was actually found and confirmed this. However, the detail he went into within this letter, we're not gonna go there. There is a sign in Pompeii next to the fountain that translates to "please don't shit in the fountain." All I can think is how many times did that have to happen for a sign to become necessary? And finally, cornflakes were invented to stop what rhymes with fastitation. It was believed that doing this to yourself was a big no-no. They thought stale foods helped fight this urge. Thus, cornflakes. Anywho. Elon!
Dirty facts about history that school probably didn't teach you, Part 10. In a battle between Egypt and Libya in 1182 BC, the commander of the Egyptian army ordered the PPs to be cut off the Libyan soldiers as proof of their defeat. Over 25,000 PPs of Libyan soldiers were collected. A famous ancient Greek doctor named Hippocrates would often taste his patients to diagnose them. And what would he taste, you may ask? Anything from earwax, urine, and even vaginas to diagnose people. In medieval England, royal newlyweds had to have sex in front of all their family members and the entire royal court just to prove that their child was of royal blood. In ancient New Zealand, warriors performed a dance before battle called haka, and they were required to have a full erection while dancing in order to intimidate their enemies. Let's just say their enemies knew exactly what was coming.
Things you need to see before you die, part 3.